Here's the K3LR Contest and Emergency Operations Center in western Pennsylvania, right along Interstate 80. We're going to take a look at all of the antennas at K3LR today. We're going on top of the 160-meter tower that is just in the bottom of the screen now. We're coming up on the two four squares. These are phased four squares for 80 meters, and each one of those verticals is about 75 feet tall. Here's the 40-meter tower, and we're going to go on top of it for the moment, but we'll come back and take a look at all the antennas that make up the 40-meter tower. Then now we're going on top of the DX barn, and that's where the contest operators are housed during contest weekends. Here's the 15-meter tower that we're flying on top of, and then on the left side is the 10-meter tower, and it has 4 Yagis for 10 meters on it, and we'll take a closer look at them here in a few minutes. On the right side is the 20-meter tower, and it houses antennas for a lot of bands, 80, 20, 40, and 15 meters all on that tower. And there's some more vertical arrays, but we don't have time to take a look at them today. We're going to take a look at the hardware that are on the Pyrod towers at K3LR. Here's a 15-meter beam that's fixed on South America. It's the first one closest to the ground. Here's the first of 4 20-meter Yagis. These are 6-element 20-meter beams on 50-foot booms, and there are 4 of them on this tower. Notice that these antennas are mounted on ring rotors. That means that these antennas can rotate around the tower 360 degrees. Here's the second 20-meter 6-element Yagi, and just above it is a 2-element 40-meter Moxon antenna. It's a shortened antenna for 40 meters. The elements are about 43 feet long instead of the 70-foot long elements you find on the full-size antennas. On the right side of the tower, you can see the antenna switching boxes. This switches the stacked arrays remotely from the shack, and they're controlled on push-button controllers right in front of the operators. Coming up on another one of the 6-element 20-meter Yagis. This is the third one in the stack. And right above it is another 2-element 40-meter Moxon that is just coming into view. So there's a stack of 2 Moxons here, and as well as the 4-high stack of 20-meter Yagis. Hey, here's a 2-meter ground plane mounted just to be able to work the local repeaters and also do simplex work on 2-meter FM. And at the top of the tower is the last 6-element 20-meter Yagi, and a dipole for 80 meters that can be remotely tuned from 3.5 to 3.9 megahertz. So that is what we call the 20-meter tower at K3LR. Let's take a look at the 10-meter tower now. This tower has 4 10-meter Yagis on it, and the Yagis are on 50-foot booms. They're 8 elements, and so if you feed all 4 of them together in a phased array, there's 32 elements on 10 meters. Notice the first director is very close to the driven element, and that is the OWA design that allows increased VSWR bandwidth. As we go through the 10-meter Yagis, you can see that there are no insulators in these guy wires. These guy wires are made of fiberglass, and so they're non-conductive and don't interact with the antennas. Here's the third 10-meter Yagi. Again, you can see it's on a ring rotor, so it can be rotated around the tower. And as we get to the top of the tower, here's a prop pitch rotor from K7NV, and at the top of the tower is the last 10-meter Yagi, and that comprises the 10-meter run stack at K3LR. Here's 15 meters. These are 7-element beams on 50-foot booms, and there are 4 of them, so we are 4 high on 20 meters, 15 meters, and 10 meters at K3LR. Again, a Pyrod tower, and as we go up, you can see that these particular Yagis have their choke ballons hanging off of the boom. That increases the efficiency of these choke ballons that we use at K3LR to feed the Yagi antennas. There's a 5.8 gigahertz dish that hooks K3LR to the local 2-meter repeater for the club. As we go by the third 15-meter Yagi in the 4-high stack, and here is the final 15-meter Yagi and a 9-element 6-meter beam just to have fun working sporadic E during the summer months. This is the largest tower at K3LR. This is the 40-meter tower. but there are also 4 10-meter beams on this tower. Here is the bottom 10-meter beam. It's a 7-element 10-meter beam, and above it, right above it, is another 7-element 10-meter beam. This tower has 139 square feet of wind load on it. It's a very strong tower, again a Pyrod tower. There's a 20-meter beam on a 60-foot boom. Here is the first of 3 40-meter Yagis. Wow, are those elements long. The longest element, the reflector, is 75 feet long. Each one of these 40-meter beams weighs 370 pounds. Here's another 20-meter beam on a 60-foot boom, and right above it is a new experimental antenna that we're using from Top Beam. This is a rotatable Waller flag for 160-meter receiving. Here's the second 40-meter beam. It's 4 elements on a 50-foot boom, and it is the middle of the stack, also on big K0XG ring rotors. Above that is another 7-element 10-meter beam, and we're not done yet. Once we get to the top of the tower, we have 2 more antennas up here. Here's the top 40-meter beam, again on a 50-foot boom, and on top of that is a 9-element 10-meter beam on a 60-foot boom that tops it off. You can see Interstate 80 and all of the traffic right off to the north. And so we're going to pan back and take a look at this big tower with a lot of antennas on it. And so we wondered what it would look like at night. And thanks to Greg, W8WWV, for his flying skills and his DJI quadcopter. But this is what it looks like at night at K3LR, basically at dusk. And also thanks to Parky, KB8UUZ, who is doing all the audio work for this video and patching it all together. But here we are, we're heading north, going to take a look at the 40-meter tower here at dusk at K3LR, just to see how cool it looks with the tower lights on. These towers are tall enough that they require FAA lighting, and also the FAA required paint, and you can get a good look at the city lights of downtown Wheatland just off to the north as well. So this has been a lot of fun making this video, and we hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more exciting things from K3LR in the future.